Well, it's not the end of the day for me, but it's gonna fit regardless. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you as always for being here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are listening to Spock's Beard. We're going to listen to the track At the End of the Day, which I hope for yourselves. I hope that it's either the end of a bad day or the beginning of a good day. I don't know. Whenever this video finds you, I hope that, you know, everything's going well for you. This is going to be the opening track off of the album. Hold on, I just lost it. There it is. This is the opening track off of the album V. I'm assuming this is their 5th album. It is. That was released in 2000. What was happening in 2000? 2000. I was 11 years old. Time goes by really quick. Anyways, Spock's Beard. We've listened to little pieces from the band, but never anything overly long or overly too full. So excited to get back to this one. This track was recommended by Sidecar Dog, Gaia Eternal. Let me see. I know I saw another name here. There were a few. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I don't even know how to say this. Runcible Moon. And then Tyler Bailey. So thank you guys for the recommendation, as I am always happy to give a listen to something new, which is pretty much always anything here on the channel because it's new to me. Anyways, let's go ahead and listen to the music. Thank you for being here. Spock's Beard, At the End of the Day. Let's go. I like the drive with the drums and the bass, especially with that organ back there. Great music.
What you do now.
Okay. Okay. I like this. I like this twist on the theme.
So turn the world around. Another day will know what this was for. As the sun keeps coming down. Another day there won't be anything. When the sky begins to fall. Another day you'll be feeling right as rain. When the veil reveals it all. Lightning calls you, it's time to go. Something keeps telling you, but you don't want to know. Feel your heart like a window open slow. Say goodbye to the world that you know. At the end of the road, it begins, it believes, and it sees for all time. She's coming down my way. It is here as a breeze, and it sees for the light. She's holding me finally. You've been schooled, had aggression in large amounts. Just be
very grungy now. Okay. I like that effect he's doing. That's cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot. That was nice.
Just coming around my way as it breathes and it eases my mind. Here it is finally. It begins as
I really like this section, especially right now how that builds it back up. Getting down on the bass now. Real.
what you say at the end of the day.
Spock's beard wore me out. All right, let me focus on a few things really quick before we get into the meat of this. One, this is a track I would have to listen to again because there was a lot going on in this 16-minute song that was just like packed. It was just going back and forth. Very dynamic song with a lot of different moving parts. And this was, like I said, definitely one I have to get to know again. But can I just shout out really quick Ryo Okamoto? His organ playing, the synths, all of that work was just beautifully laid down. His work on the piano, well, I guess it's actually Neil Morse on the piano, sorry. Neil Morse's piano work, beautiful, absolutely. But Okamoto, I just love the organ, and I like the solos he gets. I love the sounds. I like the way in that heavy section near the end. I don't know what he's doing, but in some way he's manipulating the organ, or at least I'm thinking it's the organ. And he's balancing alongside of those heavy industrial grungy riffs, and I thought that moment was really cool. Of course, you have Nick DiVergilio. I'm sorry, I always mispronounce his name. DiVergilio. You have Nick on the drums, and his drumming is always fantastic. I am always going to be looking forward to his playing. I think that his playing, especially in the progressive rock world, is very unique in that he can play the thing straight. But if you let him have the freedom, if you give him a few fills, he always makes it interesting. It's very adventurous, I think, and it's really fun to listen to. I would imagine, especially in a live setting where he can really cut loose and you can actually watch him. Like, I feel like he would be one of the ones to, like, really focus on and just, like, to study their work and what he does. I really enjoyed his drumming. Dave Miros on the bass. Especially near the end. He starts to tear it up a little bit. What I'm getting at is everything is extremely well played. Everything is extremely well played. They really have a way of speaking with their instruments. And I don't feel that instrumentally it became too self-indulgent, right? I especially say with modern prog, it can get a little self-indulgent. And I don't think that they got to that point. I think that their instruments and the way they were playing was very well composed, very straightforward. The one thing that I didn't love, and this is one of my issues with, I guess, prog in general, if you just want to, label a whole genre, and I'm just throwing this out there. Obviously, I love prog. Have you seen the channel? One of the things I don't always love about modern prog that I've noticed is just changing up everything it feels like every few seconds, every few minutes. Like, we're just moving through different sections of a piece. We're just, like, pieceworking everything together. I like for things to be established, founded, and developed. Now, I have to give it another listen. I do think every section that they moved through sounded really good. I especially like that kind of Spanish guitar flamenco section that they went into. They brought in some heavy riffs in there. They brought in the organ there. Like, I think that was really cool how they, once again, founded something new, established something new when they broke away from the previous, and then built upon it. That was cool. But then very quickly, at least it felt very quickly, we were dropped off of that into somewhere else. So that's what I mean. They had great development in those sections. I would have just liked things to be, like, developed a little bit more. Because it felt like there were, I don't know, felt like there were like 12 different songs in this 16-minute track. That's what I'm kind of getting at. And depending on how things are kind of strung together, I don't always like that because it feels like I'm listening to a bunch of different songs in one song when I'd rather have a piece develop more. However, let me kind of curve the edge of that sword a little bit and say that Spock's Beard, at the end of the day, I think for as segmented as it felt to me, it didn't feel that segmented. I think that they still did a really good job of streamlining things and connecting things together. So it's not like it felt exactly like they were just throwing everything at the wall. For example, for most of my adult life, my favorite band that I listened to for years and years, and I mentioned this before, was Dream Theater. Dream Theater was like the band that I got into, that got me into music heavily. And I listened to Dream Theater and that kind of music, that kind of modern prog for years. And that was like pretty much the only thing I listened to. So with this track, and I'm going to be generalizing here, with this track, Spock's Beard did not go into Dream Theater territory because I don't like Dream Theater anymore. I mean, I haven't listened to them recently in years. I haven't heard their last few albums. They could be the best thing ever now, but I haven't listened to them because I'm just not interested in that anymore. It's just not what I'm looking for when I'm listening to music. So, if I'm being honest, I don't feel like I would listen to this track again willingly. But I would listen to it again just to at least see if, if my first initial thoughts are kind of holding true, or if sometimes they're wrong, But sometimes your first thoughts are what you feel, But, well, I can give it a look. But like I said, there's a lot of different parts in here that are pretty cool. Let me back it up in here. I have to use YouTube, which is really annoying to use for this. So the intro verses, I didn't really care for. I was like, I've heard this kind of thing before. Like this doesn't sound interesting to me or unique at all. It just sounds like, okay, that's fine. Let me get to something more interesting. And fortunately, we did. Which is, I guess, one of the benefits of the song changing a lot. But as we move further in, like around here, we slowed down a little bit, give it just a little more space. The vocals become, I don't want to say more sinister, but there's a different kind of edge on the vocals there. And this little breakdown. Horns coming in now. Once again, just mentioning Okamoto and the rise of that organ, it really shows in that moment. And let me push ahead a little bit. When they get soft, I think they maintain that perfect level of emotional power when they get soft and they allow these more emotional moments to ring out. And I find that a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times when a band goes into these more bigger, grander emotional moments, like even if it's played softly like here, I think that it's more interesting because I want to see what they do to fill in that space. Are they going to overplay? Are they going to underplay? Are they going to perfectly play? And here, I think it's perfectly played. Especially once, excuse me, especially once again, just talking about that guitar, the way it sings. That's gorgeous. This is a gorgeous section. Beautiful. So, I think there's a lot of good in the track. I'm not sure how I feel on a whole of it, but there's a lot of good in it. Let's talk about these lyrics, though. Oh, there's a lot. There we go. Earth, dancing around the fire. Come, meet the western sky. Life, walking on a wire. Reach to know the reason why. At the end of the day, you'll be lying in a suit of gray. At the end of the day, you'll be fine. They won't do you any favors till the slate is clean. You walk a lonely line. Slide with punks and drunks and saviors in the big machine down the meet. You meet the rest of your life. At the end of the day, it's not what you do, not what you say. At the end of the day, you'll be fine. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter anyway. At the end of the day, you'll be fine. No matter what occurs or happens through the day, at the end of the day, you'll be fine. Hopefully. Great wheel is broken. Okay, Daenerys. You've got no fortune left. Out of the sunlight, out of the great undead, and you can't even sleep at night. And you literally curse each day. You could give or give back your life anyway. Concrete and jungle, they stretched and hung you out. You can't turn the clock back. It's too late to turn back now. You can't even hold your own, and you feel like you're all alone, and you never feel like you're home anywhere. I think that's basically what they're getting at lyrically. You can go through so much, you will go through so much during the day. Whether that is just life, work, problems, issues, there's just going to be so much stress and anxiety that can be pounded upon you day in and day out. But at the end of the day, you inhale, you exhale, and it's going to be okay. Tomorrow is always a chance for something new. Tomorrow is always a new opportunity. Feel your heart like a window open slow. Say goodbye to the world that you know at the end of the road. It begins, it believes, and it sees for all time. She's coming down my way. It is here as it breathes and it sees for the blind. She's holding me finally. It could also be talking about death. It could also be talking about at the end of your life, at the end of the road. At the end of the road. Okay, sorry. But it could also be talking about the end of life and acceptance in those final moments. Earth dancing around the fire, come breathe the breath of life. Life walking on a wire, just let it all in tonight. And then he repeats, at the end of the day, it's not, or it's what you do, not what you say. You've got the time. At the end of the day, you'll be dreaming as you fly away. At the end of the day, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So straightforward, I think, in the lyrics there. Like I said, the song, not bad at all. Would I listen to it on my own pleasurably or willingly? Probably not. But would I give it another chance? Absolutely. So, hey, thank you guys for the recommendation. Let me know what you guys think of it, though, in the comments down below. You can follow me if you wish on Twitter. You can support the channel if you want on Patreon. I should tell you where. But besides that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Did I say wonderful? Bye, guys.